And don't forget, tomorrow evening on BBC One is Judgment Day. Terminator 2, the movie, is at 9:20.
Previously on Babylon 5.
Any change in those seismic disturbances?
Will be ripped apart.
I can't change the color, but I can change my burger to a Burger King burger.
This month, a double offer at Burger King. 2 flame-grilled hamburgers and 2 small fries for only £2.
Change your burger to a Burger King burger. You got it.
Did you hear about the trouble on the first floor?
Morrison's out.
You sure?
He's retiring.
I never thought he'd retire.
Neither did he.
There may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Let's face the music and dance.
You needn't worry if your life changes. Allied Dunbar financial plans adapt to help you cope with the unexpected. Allied Dunbar, for the life you don't yet know.
I'm here live in California, where the runaway was spotted just moments ago.
He's at the beach!
Nice job.
Thanks.
We have all the love in the world. If that's all we have, you will find we need nothing more. Only love.
Before you can buy a house that's right for you, you need a mortgage you can feel at home with. That's why TSB will always try to put together a mortgage that's as individual as you are. So when you find a house that's really you, you know where to come for a mortgage, don't you? TSB, we want you to say yes.
What's the verdict on the new Bic Twin?
I like the design of the blade.
It looks different. Shape with the angled head.
Yeah.
Easy to use, easy to handle.
New Bic Twin, for the way you like to shave.
Don't you treat this house like a hotel! Don't you treat this house like a hotel! Don't you treat this house like a hotel! Don't you treat this house like a... Hang your coat up properly! Just!
Cadbury's Flake, the crumbliest, flakiest milk chocolate in the world. Bourgeois? Bourgeois? A touch of Paris. Bourgeois. A touch of color. Bourgeois. A touch of difference.
Did you know that one of Britain's biggest spectacle dispensers is also one of Britain's biggest contact lens dispensers? Did you know that you can get a pair of our standard soft contact lenses every 3 months, plus all your solutions and aftercare for just £12 per month? Now all you need is our name. As if you didn't know, Specsavers Opticians.
Love hurts, love scars, love wounds and marks.
What did you say? Could you do that again, please? No.
Losing weight can be easy. With Weight Watchers, you can shed those pounds fast and still eat your favourite foods. Leslie lost 6 pounds in just 2 weeks, and so can you. Join now and registration's free. Save £9 and save another £1 every single week off the normal meeting fee. Call 041 429 7373 or see Yellow Pages. Now with Weight Watchers, you can save pounds as you lose them.
Heads, you win. Heads, you win. Heads, you win.
Big Mac, medium fries, medium soft drink, an extra value meal from McDonald's saves you 50p.
Tails. Yes! You win. Well done.
Babylon 5 is produced by Babylonian Productions, Inc. and distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution.
If you know where I'm at, I will get a kick from that. Man, I'll blow you away. I'll blow you away.
The Sony mini disc can do everything ordinary tape can do. Except on mini disc, you can record digitally.
Okay.
It has random access.
Take you away.
It's capable of taking the odd little knock.
I'll blow you away.
And it's as portable as you are. The Sony mini disc, the future of tape.
From foreign currency to Visa and Switch cards, from traveller's checks to cash machine services, millions of people rely on us to ensure their finances run like clockwork. Get a little extra help with a bank account from the Halifax.
You like bubbles, don't you, Dad?
Yeah.
Good, because I found some over here,
Lovely bubbly.
Defendant,
Yes, Your Honour.
Have you anything further to say in your defence?
Yes, Your Honour, but my mouth is so dry.
Usher, the defendant shall be brought a glass of something or other.
Not just something or other, Your Honour, I would...
Well, we're not serving champagne, you know.
Quite so, but I would so like a Red Bull.
Very well, he shall be brought a Red Bull, whatever that is.
Thank you indeed.
So I ask you again, defendant, defendant, defendant!
Red Bull gives you wings!
Every day, thousands of savers receive a cheque from Legal & General. This ray of sunshine was brought to you by the big company with the umbrella. Legal & General. Trust us to deliver.
It's not easy, is it? Trying to get a bit of privacy.
Look, don't give me a hard time. You had the tickets.
Even when you make a private call at home, you end up with an audience.
I'll call you later.
Hopeless. So, you want a private talk? Take a walk. Your own private, public phone. No one earwigging everything you say.
Aye. Yeah, me too. Look, I didn't really mean what I said. Well, not all of it.
Ain't a bad start.
What about Friday?
Go on,
No, you won't. You'll look great.
Boy, come on. Behave yourself. A public phone is a private phone, right? It's good to talk, eh?
When buying a used car, it would be reassuring if you could do this. But now, there's another way to help put your mind at rest. Look for the Ford Direct hologram. It proves that the car meets Ford factory standards, has been checked by the RAC, carries a 1-year Ford warranty, and a no-quibble 30-day exchange scheme. Check for the Ford Direct hologram and you've checked everything you need to. Ford Direct. Used cars backed by Ford.
Nice work, boys.
Do you think she meant it?
Excuse me? Oh, don't get up with me. Have you tried Dime?
Dime?
Try it. How'd you get on?
This is with my old packet, Davy. Yuck. This is with Dime. The stains have come out beautifully. Ooh. You can see the crispness of the butter almond centre and the smooth creamy chocolate.
Now, I'll give you 2 of your old ones for $1. Go, go. Perhaps I should try one myself. You never forget your first dime.
Dime?
Oh.
Babylon 5 is produced by Babylonian Productions, Inc. and distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution.
It was my grandfather's idea, didn't it? Thought the place could do with a fine avenue of broadleaf limes. He never sat in their shade, he never saw the vista, but he had the vision.
There are still people who put others before themselves. At the Equitable Life, we pay no commission to middlemen, we have no shareholders, so you profit from our principles.
Oh, fancy a game? Right, I'll be Zoblin.
With no shareholders and no commission to middlemen, it's an equitable life, Henry.
Everybody hold on!
I think it's going to be a very pretty day.
Keanu Reeves. Speed.
I'll see Frank join the army then. What for? I don't know why Frank did it.
I suppose someone's got to do it.
If you want more of a job and more of a life, to be frank, join the army. Phone 0345 300 111.
Well, good morning, Postie. Thank you. You know, you ought to relax a while. Here, see how the thick Cadbury's milk chocolate melts into the dreamy caramel. I love birthdays, don't you? And with 3p off, you can take it even easier with Cadbury's Caramel.
Where's my fish?
Insure your home with Guardian Direct, and you could save money by dealing with us direct. We'll help you sort out your claim there and then, which means things get put right as swiftly as possible. Call Guardian Direct now on 0800 282820.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Look, Beanbag, hazel trees.
Big deal. Are we setting up a beer business or studying botany?
Yeah, but maybe it can help us.
Hazel? That finds water, doesn't it?
Oh, that's British hazel. This is good old Australian hazel.
Take us to your leader!
This is it, pretty baby.
To help you cope with the unexpected, our financial plans adapt. Ally Dunbar, for the life you don't yet know.
Heads, you win. Heads, you win. Heads, you win.
Big Mac, medium fries, medium soft drink, an extra value meal from McDonald's saves you 50p.
Tails. Yes! You win. Well done.
Bourgeois? A touch of Paris. Bourgeois? A touch of color. Bourgeois? A touch of difference.
Sky News reported the O.J. Simpson arrest live at 6:02 a.m. The Prince Charles gun scare at 8:37 a.m. And the announcement of the IRA ceasefire at 11:09 a.m. News doesn't care when it happens. Sky TV, 24-hour news.
Ooh. Oh, you fruity yaya.
Tintin loves Miss Tingle Bits.
Yummy, scrummy, yum yum.
Scrummy.
salami.
Bubble chops.
What if someone's listening?
Fuzzy misses, Mr. Puff Puff.
Driver.
Car insurance prices are down at Swinton. Pre-phone 0800 600 700 now for a quote.
Back in the 70s, I must have listened to this record at least 5,128 times, to the point where if I have to listen to it one more time, I think my head's going to blow up. I hate it. I hate the 70s. I hate nostalgia. I hate clogs. I hate lava lamps. I hate burnt sienna corduroy bell-bottoms. But most of all, I hate sugar. This, I don't hate. Holston Pills, because it's brewed twice so that all the sugar turns to alcohol. It's no sugar, no honey, and totally candy girl free. Whoops.
Before you can buy a house that's right for you, you need a mortgage you can feel at home with. That's why TSB will always try to put together a mortgage that's as individual as you are. So when you find a house that's really you know where to come for a mortgage, don't you? TSB, we want you to say yes.
Back in the 70s, I must have listened to this record at least 5,128 times, to the point where if I have to listen to it one more time, I think my head's going to blow up. I hate it. I hate the 70s. I hate nostalgia. I hate clogs. I hate lava lamps. I hate burnt sienna corduroy bell-bottoms. But most of all, I hate sugar. This, I don't hate. Holston Pills, because it's brewed twice so that all the sugar turns to alcohol. It's no sugar, no honey, and totally candy girl free. Whoops.
Buy a quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal from McDonald's. Save an equilateral curved heptagon.
In the pursuit of happiness, we're in the neighborhood more or less. The basic comforts we all assume are life, liberty, and fruit of the loom. Life, liberty, fruit of the loom.
I am a numismatist. I collect coins. You can save 50p when you buy a Big Mac extra value meal. Then you can be a numismatist too.
If you know where I'm at, I won't get a kick from now. Man, I'll blow you away. I'll blow you away.
The Sony mini disc can do everything ordinary tape can do. Except on mini disc, you can record digitally.
Okay.
It has random access. It's capable of taking the odd little knock. And it's as portable as you are. The Sony mini disc, the future of tape.
Hi, I'm Charlie Chex, and I'm a rabbit, right? Right. I just crunch carrots, right? Right. Wrong. Now I crunch these as well. New Chex from Weetabix. Extremely crunchy cages of frosted corn. In a word, Chex-a-land. New frosted and crunchy nut Chex. Chex-a-land. Or what?
Paramount Pictures presents Tom Hanks.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Are you stupid or something?
Stupid is as stupid does, sir.
The world will never seem the same once you've seen it through the eyes of Forrest Gump.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Carex, the antibacterial hand wash that gently combats germs and odors. So after every little job, always handle with Carex.
You can stop your dreadlocks being shown. You can stop Ellen Shearer when he's banging phone. But you can't stop a corn popper popping more corn. No, you can't stop a corn popper popping more corn.
Make crunchy Kellogg's Corn Pops part of your nutritious breakfast. With all that fabulous popcorn flavour, you simply can't stop a corn popper popping more corn.
No, you can't stop a corn popper popping more corn.
Kellogg's Corn Poppers can't stop.
In the pursuit of happiness, we're in the table more or less.
The basic comforts we all assume
are life, liberty, and fruit of the loom. Life, liberty, fruit of the loom.
Very soon, there will be an immunisation programme in Scotland aimed at preventing a measles epidemic next year. Parental consent forms will be given out to all 5 to 18-year-olds at school. It's important that these forms are signed and returned. The more forms that are returned, the more vaccinations can be given, and the better the chance of making measles disappear for good.
Johnson's Kids No More Tangles shampoo is specially formulated for kids. No more tears, no more tangles. Just shiny, healthy-looking hair.
I'm Johnson's kid, can't you see? Don't tangle with me.
You can't kid a Johnson's kid.
Okay, people, let's get active on your clothes. We're doing step today. Are you ready? Step 1, get new Radiant Microactive. Step 2, ow, check out those stains and odors. Step 3, get washing, because new Radiant Microactive releases activated oxygen and gives a big size 12 to stubborn stains and odors. Step 4, hold it. Now your clothes are clean and fresh. There are no more steps. For deep cleanness, pure freshness, get new Radiant Microactive.
That's the last from Babylon 5 for the moment, but it will return in the new year. Fans should note, however, that the feature-length pilot for Babylon 5 can be seen this Sunday afternoon at 5:15. Next Monday, an hour of comedy. We'll be hanging with Mr. Cooper at 6 o'clock, then joining The Cosby Show at 6:30.
Babylon 5 is produced by Babylonian Productions, Inc. and distributed by Warner Brothers Domestic Television Distribution.
The tour company never mentioned self-catering. Mind you, they never mentioned being stranded on
an island
with no
phone boxes.
None. But then they soon find ways in which to get on.
I know something we can do.
Something terrible is going to happen.
Jane Horrocks and John Gordon Sinclair star in Self-Catering, the first in the Alan Bleasdale Presents season, tomorrow at 10 on 4.
Please join us tomorrow morning for The Big Breakfast, a show that will warm you up. We're going to show you cars that make you into stars.
We've got more animals than you could squeeze into Noah's Ark because we celebrate World Animal Day.
And also a Snap, Cackle and Pop special, Jurgen Klinsmann on The Big Breakfast tomorrow.
That's The Big Breakfast, 7 to 9 in the morning. It's hot.
Here's great news about the great flavor of Wrigley's Spearmint Gum. Now it lasts longer. Same original minty taste, same cool, refreshing taste. But now, it goes that much further. Wrigley Spearmint Gum, now longer-lasting flavor.
At Burger King, we flame grill our Whoppers. That's what makes them taste great. That makes my boys happy. And when they're happy, they sing.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flaming go.
I don't want to set the world on fire, honey. I love you too much. I just want to instill a flame in your grill. If you want the great taste of a flame grilled Whopper, you got to change to Burger King. You got it?
You like bubbles, don't you, Dad?
Yeah.
Good, because I found some over here, here, here,
Aaron. Lovely bubbly.
New improved pots with the flavor volume turned full up. As my father used to say, stop playing with your lunch and eat your dinner.
Take a double dose of where it's at. Start with someone with all the right lines.
You can check me up, you can check me down, you can check me all around.
Stay loose and you're hanging with Mr. Cooper. Then there's the family that knows all the right moves and the grooves. Add spice to life. The Cool Hour heads off next Monday from 6 on 4. Now on 4, the stork is on its way, and so is Mighty Mouse.
Wake up, Doc. You've got a hurry call. Who is this sinister character? What fiendish plot is hatching in his brain? helpless and alone, the poor little bunny tries vainly to escape the vulture's talons. Is there no power to stop these evil birds? The heavens darken. The lightning flashes. The thunder roars. It's Mighty Mouse!
Reality makes the best drama.
We're just struggling. I'll get back to you. Get the van as quickly as possible, boss.
No dressing, no fancy narration. Just real police working a real beat.
This woman's in a bad way. It looks serious. Can we have CID immediately, please?
3 weeks of arresting images. The Nick starts tonight at 9 on 4. You're watching Channel 4. Now Jon Snow in Blackpool and Zainab Badawi in London with the news. It's 7 o'clock.
Labour commits itself to a decent minimum wage. The unions press for a figure. Good evening from the Labour Party conference in Blackpool, where the reddest elements of the rose have been flushed out. A spearmint clean green now permeates Labour's backdrop here. The politics, too, are treading a fine line between old and new. Some of the unions are still sporting a block vote, some are not. The hunger for power finds the platform cautious on figures, some delegates on the floor pressing for specifics, especially on tax rates and the minimum wage. Tonight, Tony Blair's new Labour Party. How new, and will it work? We'll be talking live with the Deputy Leader of the party, John Prescott.
And the other headlines tonight: Buckingham Palace condemns as grubby and worthless a book which details an alleged affair between the Princess of Wales and a former cavalry officer. With thousands of copies sold by lunchtime, we assess the impact of the latest revelations on the royal family. The ferry investigators say the Estonia's bow door was completely separated from the ship. And how safe is the Channel Tunnel, which took its first paying passengers today?
Well, now, the Labour leadership today found itself in a position it had hoped had gone forever, under attack from the big union leaders wielding the remnants of a block vote. There were calls for a future Labour government not only to introduce a minimum wage, but to do so swiftly and to decide a figure well ahead of a general election. But the Shadow Chancellor Gordon Brown, whilst reiterating his commitment to a minimum wage, refused to discuss how much it would be. And after a day of debate, the leadership's stance won the day. Our political editor, Eleanor Goodman, traces now the day's economic debate and assesses the extent to which Tony Blair has succeeded in bringing the Labour conference under his control.
Tony Blair started his conference this morning in a stronger position than virtually any of his predecessors as Labour leader. Such is his mandate in all sections of the party that no one with hopes of seriously influencing a future Labour government is likely to challenge him openly. But if he is to persuade the public that despite the familiar appearance of the queue outside, this really is a new party, then members need to be seen to share his enthusiasm for dumping the ideological baggage of the past, and not just to be acquiescing in the hope that their silence will allow a Labour government to get elected. Mr Blair's talk of getting rid of the old image as the party of high spending and high taxation has alarmed some activists, but others say they're entirely comfortable with the new economics.
It's like sitting in an easy chair in front of the fire.
What does that mean?
Comfortable.
Yes, I am comfortable with it because anything can improvement on the current regime. And I think the most important thing is we must get back into power.
But others felt less comfortable seeing the new economics as abandoning the party's principles.
I personally don't. I think we want to be away from socialism. That's only my personal point of view.
Thank you. The challenge today was to reassure party members that the new economics is compatible with the party's principles without alienating the middle-income earners Mr Blair has been courting so assiduously since he took over. Mr Brown tried to do it by restating his commitment to full employment.
Our new economic approach is founded on socialist principle that the community must accept its responsibilities for the goals of sustained growth and full employment.
He also restated Labour's commitment to a minimum wage.
The national minimum wage will be a memorial to the work of John Smith.
On the key question of taxation, he said Labour's policy would be based on the progressive principle, but he didn't begin to answer the question of how much someone would have to earn before they would start paying more tax under Labour. Instead, he launched an old-fashioned conference-rousing attack on the undeserving rich.
And I'm serving notice on the Tory something-for-nothing elite, the insider dealers, the undeserving rich, the enemies of opportunity in our country who, in the pursuit of short-term gain, largely for themselves, have starved the country of long-term investment. But that's the Tory party today. Mediocrity, propped up by sleaze, in the service of privilege.
It was all part of the attempt this week to identify Labour with the aspirations of ordinary people and to cast the Conservatives as the party of vested interests. But despite his commitment to full employment and a minimum wage, the big union leaders fear that beneath the surface, the leadership is preparing to dilute these policies. So their agenda this week is to try to pin the leadership down. First, John Edmonds tried to flesh out the commitment to full employment.
During the next year, we have to mix some concrete in with the rhetoric, and we have to change our attractive slogan into a hard-edged policy with the strength and substance that people can depend on.
Union fears of a sellout on the minimum wage are in part due to the leadership's reluctance to put a figure on it. Those fears were accentuated this morning when Robin Cook appeared to suggest on the radio that a minimum wage might have to be phased in. But in his speech, he went out of his way to repeat the party's commitment to the principle of a minimum wage.
We want a minimum wage because we will not build industries that are an international success on the back of wages that are an international disgrace.
But union leaders still wanted the party to be more specific.
My union has recently been put in the dock for daring to mention the figure of £4 per hour. I say this, if it's a crime to stand up for low-pay workers, then my union and every single member of my union is guilty.
In the run-up to the next general election, we must express our policy for a national minimum wage, not just on a formula which low-paid workers don't understand, but on a clear hourly rate.
The other issue lurking under the smooth surface of this year's conference is the future of the welfare state and how to finance it. A commission set up by John Smith is due to report shortly. Again, the left's tactic is to try to limit Tony Blair's room for manoeuvre by committing the party to maintaining universal benefits.
Conference, should fair taxation mean that those on the highest incomes pay more tax? Yes, it does mean that, and it should mean that. We cannot achieve full employment, we cannot defend our welfare state if we restrict our options on public expenditure and taxation.
The speeches from rank-and-file members suggested that some of Mr Blair's buzzwords like infrastructure and investment have been taken up with enthusiasm by party members, but not his talk of keeping taxes and spending down. In the votes, the leadership's policy papers were approved on a show of hands, but there had to be a card vote on an NUM motion to repeal the Conservative trade union legislation. with the big unions as ever voting en bloc according to their mandates. There was also an argument about whether there should be another card vote on calls to renationalise the utilities.
I think this conference and this nation needs a clear decision.
The move failed and renationalisation was defeated as Tony Blair wanted. But briefly, New Labour looked very like old Labour.
Eleanor Goodman here in Blackpool. Well, the controversy over how much power the unions do still wield began when the transport workers and the GMB union leaders made it clear that their delegates would be expected collectively to respect the mandate given to them by their members. That raised the prospect of those two unions jointly commanding nearly a quarter of the conference's voting strength. Our political reporter Gary Gibbon assesses now whether last year's reforms really have tamed the union's power.
Awaiting the Labour leader, the Labour movement's two biggest barons. Their battle with John Smith over one-member, one-vote reforms dominated his last Labour conference. They know that their candour about how their unions will be voting, if not as a bloc, then as one, is not how the new leader would like to present the party's constitution. Under the OMOV system agreed last year, trade unions now hold 70% of the conference votes, compared to the constituency's 30%. Individual unions' voting strength is based on their figures for membership. Thus the T&G and the GMB, with 1.5 million affiliated members between them, hold nearly a quarter of the entire conference vote. Under last year's OMOV deal, if the party can get its membership above 300,000, the union's share of the vote could fall to 50%. Unions don't ballot individual members on every policy issue, but the rule passed last year stated that the delegates' votes at conference should be divided equally amongst each registered delegate and shall be cast separately by each delegate. That, for Tony Blair, means only one thing.
The reform is very clear. The individual has the right to cast their vote as they wish, whether they're from a constituency organisation or any other type of organisation here. Now, of course, if they've got policy, then they may well feel obliged to vote in line with that policy. But it's the individual that casts the vote. The bloc vote is dead, it died last year, and it's not coming back.
But in huddles of trade union delegates around the conference hall and in hotel rooms, something strongly resembling a bloc vote seems to be going on.
We've decided policy. They've been reminded insofar as there are conference resolutions, and also they've decided how, other things being equal, people should vote. But at the end of the day, there's no instruction. People will vote as they choose when it comes to putting their card in, and they'll have to make their minds up.
The Labour Party General Secretary suggested that after all the votes of the conference have been cast, it may become clear that many individual trade union delegates have secretly cast their bar-coded ballot paper against the union line. One union leader close to Tony Blair predicted that union delegations would soon start dividing their delegation votes proportionate to feeling in the union. But there's a suspicion that even that may not go far enough for an arch-moderniser who first voted for pure one-member, one-vote 14 years ago in a local branch meeting. For some of Mr. Blair's closest allies, that remains the ultimate goal.
Right. It's so nice to be on the left.
And on the fringe, one of them called for the union's role in the party to be further diminished.
What John Smith and what the party agreed last year was, in changing the voting system at the party conference and changing the bloc vote, was a very radical step, but actually a rather small step. And the much bigger step that we've got to take in individualising the bloc vote and individualising the trade union's involvement in the Labour Party.
In the conference hall, the delegates were giving their warmest receptions to some more traditional views of the union link.
Comrades, the relationship between our two organisations is special, and it is enduring. The most important link between us